a true born Belizean. Tell them that we born there. Belize my home, my native land. Tell them that we born there. I want you people to understand. Tell them that we born there. I am proud.
This is Naval String Connections. I am Bilal Morris with my co-host ARIA LIGHTFOOT, live out of Florida. And we just want to invite you back again after that couple of weeks off. You know, ARIA and I got some rest. Are you rested, ARIA?
Come on, yes, I am.
And so we are back for this new year, 2024, right? Another year. Naval String Connections, the Belizean Diaspora, coming to you live and direct from the Krem television studios. Thanks to our brother Harden on the controls. I want to invite the listening audience and the viewers all over the world, mostly in the diaspora in the US communities where Belizeans live, who are tuning in. Welcome to the show again. I mean, we have been out for a couple of weeks. Now we are back for our first show. And today we have a very, very special guest for you. Very, very special guest. When I read the bio of this brother and his wife, and I saw the story of these news, I was very touched by that. So very touched by that. But I will let you, I won't give it all away, and let my co-host, ARIA LIGHTFOOT, introduce our guest for today. Again, stay tuned.
Good night, viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Hope everybody has a very prosperous new year. Tonight, I decided to invite Albert and his wife, Fiona. I don't know if you're following their page, Ladyville Highlights, but it is very dynamic. I actually started following it with this young lady who was very sick in Ladyville. She was bones and her daughter was taking care of her at the time. And that was the first time I was exposed to Ladyville Highlights. I mean, they intervened, they got her all this care, and now you look at her and she looks like a healthy, amazing turnaround. And since then, I've been following all the different stories that have been going on. And because the diaspora plays a role in a lot of the interventions, I thought it was very appropriate for the show. So with enough being said, we welcome our guests, Albert and Fiona Magdaleno.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
So Albert and Fiona, tell us a little bit about yourselves first. You have a very interesting story, very spiritual, guided story. And tell us how you guys, first tell us about yourself and how Ladyville Highlights came about.
What you, Mama?
Every time he does this.
Ladies first. Ladies
You're
first.
right beside me, so I could pinch you. Anyways, well, before Ladyville Highlights, Fiona was just a basic public officer. I assist people, but on the down low, with the very little I had. A mother. I don't know if you would like to say, but I did my own humanitarian, but from a small scale, you know, not that people would know. And so by profession, I'm a finance officer in the government of Belize. So that's, and I'm a student as well, doing my master's presently in leadership and innovation. Yes. So, yeah. So that is me before the foundation. I was a single mother. I've been through certain things, you know, certain abuses and different things. And so what I did, instead of sitting there and feeling sorry for myself, you know, sometimes we play a role in the decision we make. And sometimes it comes to haunt us and then we can't take it. So what I did, instead of sitting there and wallowing in self-pity, I decided to use my obstacles and assist other people. And so meeting Albert was the very ideal thing because he was doing that, you know, on a small scale as well. And then we came together and we did it on a large scale. So utilizing our past for the future road, no?
Right. Well, Albert, before Ladyville highlights, or until it end up to Ladyville highlights, which one do you want?
I want Albert before. It's a very powerful story that led you to Ladyville highlights.
All right, Albert before. Albert was, I started out at, let me go to ACC. Graduated from ACC, went back to work as messenger, saw the love of my life. Poor thing, she was still a young girl, so I just looked on the mango. I never touched the tree, I just looked on the mango. So graduated and I did some messenger work, after which I moved on to construction work. From construction work, I ended up as a teacher in Ladyville at the Ladyville Adventist Primary School. And I taught with Ladyville Primary School for 4 years. I got bored because of, you know, in the classroom, I wanted the both. I want to meet people. I'm a people person, so classroom for me is still kind of restricted. So I applied to the post office, got the job, and then I became the postman for Ladyville for 16 years. The only postman serving Ladyville, Large Bank, Los Lagos, all the way up to Borel Boom Cutoff, and sometimes I even do deliveries in Borel Boom. But that was because I love what I do. And I loved it with a passion, and I did it with the best of my ability. So in 2011, the post office recognized that potential in me and that drive in me, and they awarded me for Postman of the Year 2011, which I still cherish and prize Ali award. All right, I came with some chichilings, dollars. All right, from Christmas party, saying not going good. It was because of the postman work. When the postman, I get to know everybody by name, by house address, I get to know their children. And so that opened up another avenue for me whereby I was approached by a political party, and I was asked, wouldn't you mind running for chairman of Ladyville? And at the time, I was going through some marital issues. And so I say, you know what, to take the stress out of my brains, let me just divert my attention and try this thing. After all, I have a natural love to help people. So I believe that, well, if I turn chairman at Ladyville, I can definitely be a big help to the people of Ladyville and the surrounding communities. So I thought, right? Well, that was 2013. I was chairman of Ladyville 2013 to 2016. And the expectations wasn't what I had expected, because in politics, you're limited because of the big boys or the big people in the top. They decide what happens, how you move, where you do. And so if you really, really want to give up yourself, no, they determine certain things. So I realized then that this is not for me. So when they asked again, Mr. Albert, tomorrow, nope, not interested. So from there, that was 2016, I decided I had a series of deaths in my family. I lose my mother to cancer, and then I lost my little brother to gun violence on the boulevard in Belize City. He was shot in the head. I lost my grandmother, and then I lost my father. And I said, boy, I look like the cow. So I decided, well, here to go on.
All this is same year? All those losses in 1 year?
Like a stretch of 2 years, a year and a half. But it was like back to back to back to back. So I said, boy, here to go, and I resign, and I'm going to States. They can't catch me over there. Thinking, you know, so decided to head for the American dream, which again turned out to be not so much of an American dream, but an American nightmare. And it was over there in America, that's where everything unfolds. I mean, when the death rock bottom, when you did a strange man land, this is not Belize, this is America. They tell people, man, they look for you like the what? We used to tell people, man, we used to be courteous and hospitable to raw strangers over there. Everybody got to mind their own business. Everybody want to go. And everybody want to make money. You also get to discover that in America, even your Belize people change for you. Because, you know, yes, man, I got your back here, but how long? Because if it take too long to bounce back, you're there for your own. So I experienced that for myself, and that's when I cry out to God and say, God, where I gonna go to let my good Belize call ya? But I still don't want to go back home because I believe it could work. It could work. You know, and it was during that moment that when I was at my lowest, I was at my lowest so much that I'm a thin, I'm a mile, so big me. I'm a pine, right, you know? Yes, I'm a thin. And so the stress of not having a job, the stress of don't know nobody. I am in Los Angeles and I don't know nobody except the few people around the area where I live, the Belizeans, other than that, I don't know nobody. Now that I'm doing Ladyville Highlights, I know people in our area of Los Angeles because they communicate with us, they send items to us, they send stuff to us for us to bless others with. But at that time, Mr. Albert never knew nobody, and so I had nobody but God to cry out to. And it was while in my car, I literally cried out to God. I mean, I watered it when I said, God, what I do to go through all of this? You know, and in talking to God, I said, man, I need help. Help me. Help me to be a better person. Help me to get back on my foot. And I said that prayer, and 2 or 3 days after, I literally start hearing the voice of God talk to me. Literally. It's when the pastors and the church, when they preach and they holler, and the Lord said, that's so God talk. That's so God talk. It's a still, small voice, clear as daylight. And she hear it too. So when I come around and she hear it too, and I realize, she hear it too. But what happened, the voice of God was telling me then, go home. I have a job for you. And I was like, no, man, I don't want to go home. I did a States. I did for everybody want there. America, Los Angeles, you know, Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, Inglewood. Yeah, I did a States. I don't want to go back to Belize. And that voice continually would repeat in my head and speak to me early in the morning, sometimes during the course of the day. Go back home. I have a job for you. And I ignored it. Because I ignored the voice, I started to lose weight for no reason. I started to look bad. If I pull up pictures, I used to say, Albert, that I look bad, string bead. Most people gonna say, you're fat, I get maga. Right? I get maga. So, despite the lose weight and the get sick, I still refuse to come back to Belize. It was not until one night driving on Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles when the Los Angeles police pulled me over. I saw, they don't make no noise, they just put on the lights. And I looked at the rear mirror and I said, no, I don't know me, I can't so sad. So I just continued driving. While I continued to drive, the police realized that I ignored her, get on the loudspeaker and said, driver, pull over, pull to the right. The time, Jesus Christ, I mean the man to talk to, so we take the time. I mean, pull to the right. Put your hands on the steering wheel. My partner will approach you from the right, I'll come from the left. Lower all windows. You lower the front window and the back window. And if I come and lower the back glass, I mean, I lower that too. Because that was the year when they were shooting black men. And I said, I don't intend to get shot. So I know you do nothing stupid. And I want to be very courteous and cooperative with the Los Angeles police. I have never been arrested in my life, so it's new to me. My father was a policeman, so I couldn't give trouble. So the guy says, my partner will approach you from the right. When the guy comes from the right, I got my hand by the steering wheel and I look up. I see that black man. I smile at the black man. And I say, well, we got something in common. We got skin color. I said, well, if you see, try to talk to the brother, speak on the brother behalf. And when I look for him, he walk back for me, like, the watch me, I'll be in charge. His facial expression to me said that No watch for me like that, gonna be in charge. I watch on the smile. I realize he can't help me. Then the white guy come. White American man, blue eyes, and this teach me a lesson. We don't judge people based on skin color. Because you don't know what that person want to bring to the table. I learned that night. So when this white policeman came in his, probably I would say his late 30s, early 40s, says, good night. He said, did you know why I pulled you over? And I knew. I don't have no license plate for my car to drive without license plate. I have what they call paper plates. I got it from a shop on Figueroa. You go buy paper plates for $5 and put it on a car. But paper plates, if you understand paper plates are for updated, most recent car, like 2024 car or 2023, and then they drive one 2010 regular car with paper plates. So any police would know that something's up. So he pulled me over and says, yes, sir, I know you pulled me over because I have on paper plates. So he said, can I see your license, registration, proof of insurance? And the driver listened. Said, that I know the voice of God came back. Tell the truth. I tell the truth. And I watch a man, I said, sir, I have no legit documents to drive in your country. I don't have a pass. I don't have a driver's license. I have no insurance on the car. I have no registration. I am like every other immigrant that comes to your country to try to make a better life for their kids, their family, and to try to lift up our standard of living. So I give him a lead mini speech, hoping to get some sympathy. And it seems to work. And he said, all right, he said, I don't know you, but at least do you have any documents to show that you own this car? For all I know, you could probably stole this car. I said, yes, sir, I have the paper. And so after I asked permission, can I get it out of the glove compartment? He says, yes, get it. So I get it. I tell him I bought this car in North Hollywood at an auto auction. This is the receipt. These are the documents for the car that shows my ownership of the car. He went behind in his mobile car and he was there for 20 minutes. The 20 minutes, my cool leg, the shake in my car. I kind of know what happened to me. I'm like, oh my God, they must have deport me. I look shamed to walk through the airport with handcuffs on. I might end up in a jail. They might sodomize me. Them big black bandits there at jail. Because their hand look like foot and leg to compare to my one. And while I did think that thing there, the voice came back again. Just pray. So I knocked my head down and I said, God, please help me to get me out of this. I want to do anything what I say. After I done said that prayer, the white man come back. The white man come to the car and says, okay, I checked the documents. You did bought this car at an auto auction in North Hollywood. That checks out. He said, I also checked that you had the car insured, but for 1 month. That's long expired. And I just kicked my head and said, that's true. He said, this is what I'll do for you. I won't give you a ticket. I won't give you a warning. I won't write you up. So what I have on this paper here are all the things you need to drive in the city of Los Angeles. You need to get your license. You need to get the license plates, registration, and insurance. And you're good to drive in the city of LA. What I'll do now, I'll stop traffic so you can get back in line and drive safely home. When the man said that, I watched the man. I said, sir, are you serious? He said, yes. He said, you could drive safely home. So I kind of I said, boy, song like set up, I asked him again one more time. I said, sir, what if another police car pulls me over and put me through the same thing that you just put me through? And a man say, tell them you spoke to Officer Simeon, I think. Simmons, thank you. Tell them, I said, I could never forget that man's name. Tell them you spoke to Officer Simmons of Precinct on Pico Boulevard. I said, okay, good. So now I'll go and stop traffic. He moved from my car and this time I stopped traffic. While he stopped the traffic, it was night and the dark, and I looked to see how the car they stopped. The car they stopped to make me from Ladyville with no license, no insurance, get back in a line and drive safely home. But when I bend that boulevard onto Washington Boulevard, I start